Hi, everyone. My name is Ed DeCosta. I am an executive coach, and you have found my YouTube channel. I'm delighted that you have decided to spend a few minutes with me today. It is Wednesday, February 26, 2014, and the subject of today's video blog is my $4 accountability partner. Now, if you know me or if you have watched many of my YouTube videos, you know as an executive coach, I work with people on their personal and professional productivity, effectiveness, getting more done in any particular period of time, but getting more of their highest priorities done. And the three words that are my most favorite as it pertains to effectiveness are awareness, intentionality, and accountability. Awareness basically of point A, where you are, and point B, where you want to be in any particular area of your life. The second word, intentionality. What is your intention to move from point A to point B? What do you intend to do? What actions do you need to take to get there? And then the third word, which I'm going to emphasize today, is accountability. And quite often when we talk about accountability, partnership, we're talking about other people, whether it's a coach, a friend, a colleague, a boss, someone that you work with, whoever. But more often than not, you have to be your own accountability partner. You're the only one with you in the office or at home, and the only one who may know what your big rocks, your highest priorities are for a given day. So I've been using for a long time, and many others do as well, little tools, little devices like the old-fashioned kitchen timer. It's not terribly old-fashioned. The old-fashioned ones were wind-up. These are electronic kitchen timers to set a clock to measure yourself by. You've heard the old saying, that which gets measured gets done. Time flies. Well, time does fly, and you have to stay on schedule if you're going to get the things done. Let's just use a day as an example, in a given day. Whether you've got 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, whatever that time allocation is for that particular task, wouldn't it be helpful to have a tool that told you how much time was remaining? And again, it takes practice. Initially, of course, it can instill anxiety and apprehension in people, and you're constantly looking at the clock, which is not terribly helpful. But over time, you use it in a very, very helpful way. It's in the corner of your eye, and you can glance at it from time to time to just give you a sense of time. Once again, this is for professional effectiveness when you're alone or in meetings. For example, quite often, I'll set up two timers, one for the duration of the meeting. Let's just say we're going to have a meeting for an hour. And one of the items on the agenda, in fact, the last item, is to make sure that we've captured all of the action items, assignments, who's going to do what by when, and say we need 15 minutes to do that. Well, I'll set up one timer for an hour and the other timer for 45 minutes. So when that first timer goes off at the 45-minute mark, that tells everyone in the room, based upon what we talked about at the very outset, beep, 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 we've got 15 minutes left, and it's now time for us to shift into who's going to do what by when. Very, very effective. And again, it's not a human being. It doesn't care. It's just going to beep at that particular time. Say you're getting ready and you need to leave the house, leave the office at a particular time in order to get to your next destination. And at a given moment, you know, oh, if I don't leave here in the next 45 minutes, I am at risk for being late. You set your timer for that amount of time, and you can always glance at the clock and say, okay, I've got 17 minutes before I've got a hard stop. I have got to go. But more often than not, it's for smaller tasks where you're alone, your email, responding to messages. For me, for coaching sessions, my coaching sessions last an hour. I set the timer before every one of my telephone coaching sessions, so I know it's right there in front of me how much time I have so that I am honoring the schedule that I have set forth for myself and, of course, also for my client. I just came back from an event where I literally had a group of people, 75 people, for 10 hours. Well, guess what? These don't go to 10 hours, so I have larger ones. You can buy these on Amazon.com. They're not $4 or a little bit more. but I set this for 10 hours, and I had a few others that I used for smaller increments of time that we utilized during the day. Once again, the point is these are tools to help you execute your strategy of being very, very intentional about what it is you're doing and holding yourself accountable for the amount of time that a particular task needs to take. Again, I hope you found this helpful for your personal and your professional productivity and effectiveness. Once again, my name is Ed DeCosta of eddecosta.com, and wherever you are in this great, big, beautiful world of ours, make it a great day.